So today, we're working on the Nissan overhead cam L28. So, I am having some sort of vacuum leak issue, but I ordered bolts. So I got bolts to put in this thing, because it's dumb. Yeah. So, we're going to try to figure out the issue by replacing my bolts that are on my exhaust manifold, because I'm pretty sure they're corroded and not sealing right, because I tried torquing them down. They're all broken. I'll show you guys that later in the video and see if it's the issue. Yeah, so I'm going to set this up. We're going to go into a little montage time lapse and start busting this out. Alright guys, just a little update real quick. Now that we took off everything, so we took off the fuel rail, the injectors, and all of the vacuum lines and stuff like that. So we're gonna go ahead and pull off the intake and then the exhaust manifold and see how that gasket is. So, in case you guys didn't know, this is my least favorite thing to do on these motors because it is a freaking... It's so dumb. I literally hate the L28 because of this. They put the exhaust and intake on the same side and you can't get to the bolts and it is retarded. So, that being said, I finally got everything off and now I have to put it back together. So, what I figured out was that these bolts, let's see if I can find them. So these bolts right here, these studs, are actually bent and warped. And I'm pretty sure it's blown out back here. There's a lot of black stuff on this end of the motor. So hopefully this is my issue and why it was idling bad. I have a new gasket that we're gonna throw on, so we'll just rip this guy off like so. You can get those studs off and freaking buy a new car! Alrighty guys, so we pulled off the exhaust manifold. Aaron and I are putting in the new studs, as you can see. After we get the studs on, we'll get the exhaust manifold on and then the intake manifold on. Not sure if we're gonna finish it tonight, but we will be back to finish the project ultimately. Look at all those shiny studs on this old motor. Looks so fantastic. So next thing is to put the gasket on, and then the manifold on, and then the intake on, and then vacuum line, fuel rail, injectors. You know the drill. So we're gonna get after it. Alright guys, so everyone else left us. It's just,
They laughed.
us.
Us.
All alone.
All alone.
So we got the exhaust portion on, and I think we're gonna wait until next week to button it up and finish up everything. It's getting kind of late. It's like 11 o'clock right now. We're tired, and there's no more friends left here. So stay tuned for my build. It's gonna happen.
The next day.
Howdy, cowboys! We're out here. Back the second day. We're gonna get the intake on. It's sitting over here with my fuel rail down there. I did run into a slight issue though, which is very interesting. Let's see if I can show you guys. This is gonna be kind of difficult to do, but this guy over here, this nut doesn't tighten nor loosen. So this is gonna be the last time.
You can't ever take that off ever again.
Yeah, it's gonna stay. It's just gonna stay. And then I'm gonna swap to JZ, and we're gonna do that project. So yeah, screw this L28. It's giving me troubles and problems and all sorts of stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and hyperlapse and get this intake on, hopefully. Woo! All right, guys, I got the intake on. It was just those 4 bolts right there. Now the next step to be would, so there's these little washers that go on these ones that actually hold the intake down. Should turn on my light. Those guys. So those guys that actually press against both the intake and the exhaust manifold. So now I gotta tighten those bolts. But first, I'm gonna see if I can delete some miscellaneous vacuum lines. I'm gonna go to Ace Hardware and see if I can find some bolts just to stick in there and get rid of those. If not, I'll just plug up the lines again. And then we'll get back to it after I replace those 2 bolts and button everything up, and hopefully she runs. Alright guys, so I have all the nuts on with those thick washers that hold the intake and the exhaust manifold basically together. I have all the nuts on. There's just one last one that I need to tighten, and it is the most difficult one. Again, I probably should have turned on my flashlight for this, but let's see if I can get an angle. It's this guy down there, so right there, that guy. That bolt right there sucks. All those bolts that are in between the exhaust and intake actually suck. Also, instead of buying new bolts, I actually just bought these vacuum plugs. Yeah, so that was an easier fix than pulling them out and try to thread and find one that worked. But we're gonna continue. I'm gonna try to tighten that bolt, and we're gonna keep knocking this out. I'm motivated to get it done today, so stay tuned. Alrighty guys, alrighty, so the motor is pretty much all put back together. I just gotta put on like the fuel lines and a few little small vacuum lines and stuff like that. I was struggling there for a little bit because I broke a bolt, which is what I'm literally known for, and it doesn't help that I work on rusty cars. So yeah, so basically I put the wrong bolt in. The bolt that was supposed to go in was over there, not on the side where all my other bolts were. So the bolt was too long, kept on tightening it, and it broke. But it's not an important bolt. We are going to see if this guy starts and idles this time. All right, guys. So first startup, let's see if she acts normal. There she goes. Let's see, where's that idle at? What's up, guys? Quick recap. So the car made it. I'm out here at my house, my roommate's truck. But yeah, she made it and she's putting good. So we're gonna start driving her around. Make her a daily again. Anyway, you guys stay tuned. Still got to build that 2JZ, Casey's motor. There's a bunch of fun stuff that we're doing on the channel. So stay tuned and peace.